we saw this early in the day with Miami and Jacksonville. Skip, why are you getting shotgun and run that play on fourth?
Okay, because you're so far from the line of scrimmage, you give them time to mass in the hole.
And look at where he's going. He's going to have to try to. He's going to try to find a hole instead of just coming straight down here. I hate when they do this.
So right away, you give them the ball at your 34-yard line, right?
Right.
Like to start off the game, you're just saying here, and they go short field touchdown.
And that's what I'm saying, Skip. You got a rookie quarterback. Why are you going for it on fourth down?
So,
put the ball and play D.
So I kept saying my all-time favorite Cowboys stat going into this game was 28-0 when with Dak Prescott at quarterback, they run it more than they throw it. Yesterday, they were required to throw it 51 times to only 31 runs, and they won the football game. Okay, that's pretty cool, right? Would you believe that my Cowboy defense allowed New England, the Mac attack, to score 4 touchdowns? Do you realize that Mac Jones' offense in the first 5 games had managed only 8 total touchdowns, and we gave them 4? Are you kidding me? And then Trayvon Diggs, as you said, I'm sorry, Trayvon Diggs, I'll get it right, I'm doing what you're doing, did exactly what he's done every game. It looked like he had saved the day. It looked like he had struck again. He picked sixes with 2:27 left. Let's just take a look at it, because it wasn't a terrible pass, but he just happened to be right place, right time. That's just magical.
He's having a magical season. He drove on the ball. He sees him running the shallow cross skip. He comes right now, and the ball touches his hand. He's not missing. Skip is like a baseball player. It's like Barry Bonds. You make one bad pitch, he's not going to miss it now.
You know what? I was impressed with his burst here. That looked like a wide receiver, which his brother is, obviously, in which he was before. And then, to your point, we come right back the next play when I'm going ecstasy with agony. Ecstasy with that. Look at Diggs go. Boy, he can dig, can't he? And we come right back to Kendrick Bourne, and it's a mad play. They just say, okay, hell with you. We're going after you, Mr. Diggs. And to your point, Shannon Sharp, I didn't mind what Diggs did on the play because it's trail technique, and he's just sort of saying, I'm lurking, I'm sort of right behind him. But he knows he's got Kazee over the top. And he's looking for Kazee. This ball should be Kazee's. Like, that's a bad idea. That's a wrong-headed throw. It's a mad throw. It's like, I'm just going to get you. I'm going to get you back right here. It took some guts to try this, but Kazee should put that in his back pocket.
What you Skip, in a situation like that, just go ahead and make the play. Just go ahead and make the tackle, and you live this. Because if you look at it at the tail end, Diggs is pointing at him. That's you.
Well, Diggs looked over his shoulder while he's chasing, like, where were you?
So he's like, I'm going to jump anything underneath. I'm not going to give you anything short. And then you got over the top. And
I don't know where he's going. You talk about a bad angle.
That was horrible.
It's like he ran himself completely out of the play. Well, guess what? Kazee started last year in Atlanta for the all-time worst pass defense in the history of professional football. Okay, so you got to chalk that up. I thought he was, because he's been a playmaker, but you can't play like that.
No.
That was so disappointing because I went from ecstasy back to agony because that was the sign of a bad team. But then here we come right back again and we pull it out. And we won in spite of. Now to Mike McCarthy. It was one thing after another. It's clock mismanagement run amok. It's at the end of the half.
Coach Belichick. Let me get this time out for Coach Belichick. That's my boy.
What are you doing? What are you doing? Like, it didn't really matter that much in the grand scheme of things, but you can just see he's completely overwhelmed by the magnitude of moments. When it's his turn to take the game over, he can't take it over. And we had with 2:42 left, Dak scrambled, and they called it 4th and 2. It was 4th and a long one. And I thought, okay, it's a 51-yard field goal, but it just felt like the momentum was, okay, now just go for it. Because if you go for it and make it, you might just bleed the clock out and go down and kick the field goal and win the game, And here's Dak's run. He just couldn't quite get home. And it's 4th and 1, and they kicked the field goal, and I just knew what was coming. No, it felt like they didn't get set. They weren't mentally, emotionally set, and he snap hooks it, and I'm thinking, ball game. That's it, right? And you know the rest of the story. Okay? So when I look at the big picture of this game, the firepower was on display everywhere, but especially down the stretch. What Dak Prescott did at the end of this game and what he's done at the end of the games at GOAT and then at Justin Herbert and now, They're sensational drives to win games. But if we could just see the one for the field goal at the end, look at 4th and 4 at the 35. This is 1:23 left. This is for the game, okay? Right. So it's 4th and 4, and he throws a high pass to little Cedric Wilson, who just skies up and gets it. It was a great pass. It was a very good throw because it's pickable. You know, like it's covered. It's covered underneath, right?
Yes.
He's got to throw it over the top of the DB.
But Dak is anticipating that he's not going to get his head around, and he never looks. I mean, they're drawing him on the sideline.
You realize,
get your hands up.
If that doesn't get caught, the game is over, and we lose.
Absolutely.
Okay, so that's 4th and 4 to 35. And then the play of the game comes down to it's 3rd and 25, thanks to more penalties, at the Dallas 45.
Right.
With 31 seconds left. And this is just sensational on both counts, on Dak's part and on CeeDee Lamb's part. And CeeDee rises up. That's what he does best. He skies, he apexes, he high points, and he rips the ball out of the sky for 24 yards and to set up the field goal.
That was a great throw and catch. But what happened to Coach Belichick that was known for such great in-game adjustments? Okay, you're rushing 3. Yep. You're rushing 3, dropping 8. You're rushing 4, dropping 7. At what point in time do you say, you know what? Dak is just petting the ball. He's finding guys. Skip, if you do not pressure a quarterback, you cannot drop enough guys because guys are going to come open. Dak's going to move just a subtle move, and then he's going to buy time and get open. At some point, Coach Belichick, you're going to have to make you're known, but I said, I tweeted, I was like, what happened to all these Patriots' great in-game adjustment? And somebody tweeted me back, it's down in Tampa.
Well, thank you. Bingo.
Because that's what it is, Skip.
That must be somebody who follows me.
It must have been. Skip, you cannot. I mean, you've done the same thing. You're like, we're not getting pressure. But on 3rd and 25, Skip, bring something, make him throw the ball.
Occasionally, they brought the house.
Man.
And I thought it worked more than it didn't work. Occasionally, he beat it by swinging it to Zeke or dumping it to Schultz.
But I'm like, dude, what are you doing, Coach Belichick? But give Dak. Dak was patient. He slid to the left. He slid to the right. When he had to run, he put his head down and he got what he could. But I thought the Cowboys, a game like this, in which they would normally lose, even to a team that's inferior like the Patriots, they would have found a way to lose a game. Now they're finding ways to win ball games. And I've been in situations like this before. You can see it. They're gaining more and more and more confidence. And if you're not careful, this ball of energy is going to get so big, and you're not going to be able to control it.
I agree. Okay, here we go with the Mac Jones / Tom Brady memorial play. It comes down to 8:04 left in overtime, and it's 3rd and 3 at the New England 46. Well, this is the Brady play at Patrick Mahomes in the AFC Championship game. You just have to convert this. And this is Mac Jones.
Skip,
that was the drive.
That was the drive. And I tweeted, I said that was the ball game right there. Skip, the safety takes a horrible angle. I believe he's going to get out the gate. Skip, he's gone. All he's going to do is hit up the sideline. It's over. Look at this. That's Aguilar. But that's Aguilar. His hands 50-50.
That's it. So that would have been the game for them.
That was it.
And yet Dak comes back and gets the ball, and I'm thinking, have they figured him out? And he goes, they ran it for 2, and then he goes 14, 6, 9, 7, 7. They're just chewing it up. It looked like the most explosive offense in pro football. And then, as Tony Romo correctly pointed out, I know you don't have the sound up, but he said on the previous play they wanted to run the same play that finally won the game. And there was a timeout called, and they came right back. Belichick called timeout because he didn't like the look. And they just ran the very same play on Jalen Mills, who was singled up on CeeDee over on the left side.
Well, CeeDee came all the way across the field, pushes him up, and then he like...
And that's it. And a little cheap shot there.
Well, CeeDee Lamb should have hit him on top of his head with his ball. Bruh, you had your chance. All that pushing. I'll take unsportsmanlike conduct. As soon as he pushed him out, I got up, hit him dead in his head with the ball.
Over. The game was over, and it was okay. And all he did was stand up and just wave by.
He walked it off, Skip. He's like, you know what? I'm not going to put this on the foot of Greg Zuerlein and have him shank it, or they block it, or whatever may happen. Let's walk this thing off.
So, in the end, to all of your points, 82 plays to only 50 plays. 37 first downs to only 17 first downs for New England. 567 yards to 335. Most yards ever thrown against Belichick, although it did take overtime because it wouldn't have ranked without the overtime because in overtime he had 71 more yards passing. So in regulation it would not have ranked all time because it wouldn't have been better than Kurt Warner was 401, Peyton was 400, and there was another one at 399. So, but it wouldn't have ranked, but he got the 71 in overtime, and that put him all the way up, obviously, to 445, which made the most yards ever thrown against Belichick.
So most passing yards this year, I think, too, also.
Yeah, and in the first quarter, he had the most first quarter passing yards. He had 161 in just the first quarter. So I saw fits and starts of greatness. But in the end, my takeaway was, boy, there's a lot to clean up in here. I love the outcome. I love what you said about the momentum. I have told you from the start, there is something different about this team, something potentially special about this team. I can't explain it, but I like the swagger. I like the belief system. I like how Dak is just impervious. He's unsinkable. He can make a mistake, and he bounces right back with a huge, spectacular play. It was an electrifying finish, and now they get their bye week to try to heal up and maybe get DeMarcus Lawrence back, maybe get Gallup back, maybe get Lyle Collins. They will get Lyle Collins back.
But Wilson is playing unbelievable, like I said he would. He's making plays. Now, he did drop a touchdown, Skip.
He did.
But to give the guy credit, he stayed with
made a lot of little big plays.
Yes, and none bigger than that 4th and 4. That was basically your play of the game because, like you said, he doesn't make that play, they're going to lose the ball game. Dak put it. He didn't. Either he's